Before we get into this week's top trades and lessons, let's talk a little bit about MicroTrader and what you could learn from MicroTrader and more about our group. I'm going to do this real quick. I've never actually done this, but if you want to learn about our system, go to microtrader.com and here's our system. Why we trade ES, MES, and not something else. What does our basic strategy look like? What are our results based off a year long of tracking? What is our schedule? And I think this article is very important. 10 points a day. I beg my traders, I want you to make 5 to 10 points a day consistently. So I want you to start off learning to make $50 a day, every day for 60 days. One micro, 10 points is $50. Doesn't sound that exciting, but you know what you're developing? You're developing your patience muscle, your waiting muscles, learning to see the chart clearly, learning to make your daily bread and walk. A lot of traders can't walk. It's their downfall. They cannot say no to the chart. So let's learn to make 10 points a day consistently for 60 days. This is going to develop your confidence in what you're doing. It's going to develop your character defects that have to be developed so that eventually you can scale and that $50 turns to $500 and on from there. But if you come over here to resources, there's a lot of resources here. Number one, if you click the free resources, it's kind of the main things I want you to know about. First one's the daily AM briefing. I encourage you to listen to that. Certainly great tips of the day. We're talking about price action. Where are we? What would we be looking for? The battle plan, which is my daily trade plan mapped out. You're going to see this today. It's unlocked every Monday for everybody. And the reason why is because we live stream on Tuesday. Come and join us. Can we do it live? Can I map it out the day before? And then can we trade it live? Okay. You do these two things here often enough, you're going to become a member. And then the free foundations course, I recommend you do. Now, when you go to the battle plan, you're going to, let's go to the battle plan, most recent battle plan. Let's go to that. Come on, click. There we go. You can get a 7-day free trial. Check us out for 7 days. Can we do it for 7 days? And I will even give you access to the strong levels indicator during your 7-day trial. In fact, as soon as you sign up for the 7-day trial, you're going to receive a private message from me. And then you're probably going to receive another one once I get back to the computer saying, hey, just checking in. I'm welcoming you to the battle plan. Let me know if you want the trading view indicator on your chart, and then just give me your trading view username. Okay. So there's a little glimpse into MicroTrader. All right, let's get to the chart, talk about the top trades of the week and the lessons of the week. So this was last Friday, then the market closed, right? And we have a Sunday opening. So somewhere between the close here and the opening here, I published two things. Number one, it's called our strong levels. It's an indicator you get when you're in our group, or you subscribe to the battle plan. And this is what I believe are going to be the most important levels for the week. So I just turned those on. And then I publish the battle plan, which is up to 6 entries that I'm interested in for the following day. Sometimes, rarely, there's 0. Sometimes there's just 1 or 2. Most of the time, there are 3 to 5 entries I am interested in, and I post those as you just saw. So for Sunday, for the opening, this was the first battle plan I was interested in. Boy, you got that really nice rip to the top. I was long here. I captured half of this move. Nothing to write home to mom about, but a green trade in the books on the opening. Not too horrible. And then, of course, I'm in America, so I'm staring at the back of my eyelids here, sleeping. No additional battle plan trades activated that day. But the thing I'm going to talk about here is what we did while we were trading. One of the things I want you to notice is when you've got a clear trend line and you break that trend line, careful thinking this trend line is going to continue. Once it's broken, that could be the first sign of a reversal. We got long here for this move, and it came to the next strong level and had its reaction here. This strong level provided some resistance. This strong level provided some support, whatever. These are just important levels for the day. And then when Monday opened up, or as Monday was closing, I'd already published the battle plan, and battle plan trade 2 was a possible short here. So this thing got a nice spike up in here. There's actually a core strategy short if you could have gotten in. I know for one of my top traders, he missed that entry by 1 tick, and boy, could that have paid playing perfect chess. When I saw this spike and it came back in, I went, gosh, do I take this trade if it gets back to here? But I don't want to hold a short into the closure. So I really didn't take that trade. And then when we opened up, the laddering down continued, but it was nothing clean, clear, and crisp for me to take that short. So I didn't take it. It was almost a near perfect mapping, and boy, could that have paid. Now, one of the things I want to talk about is you will see the other battle plan trades that are of interest. Did this laddering happen in the actual candlestick? Did that happen? No. So what is this? This is a no entry. That's all. It's a no entry. There's nothing to do. It didn't happen. This is an area where I am interested in engaging in price. I want to see a laddering. It didn't happen. So no big deal. What do? You go further down and look at the next battle plan trade because they're numbered going down the page. So number 1 is way up here, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. You just look down and wait for the next battle plan trade as it develops. And then Tuesday, if you traded live with us Tuesday, we took a long once we got over this strong range here. So when it got over, that was the long there. Talking about peeling contracts off, keeping a single runner back just in case it kept going. Because what did we do? We bounced off this range that we've had on our chart for 2 or 3 weeks. It came down and bounced off the top of that and had a really nice move to the north. And then when it came back in on Tuesday night, I published a new set of battle plan trades, and I went, okay, it softened the top of this range right here. Come on, computer, keep up. It softened the top of this range here. That if we got back into it the next time, it's probably going to come to the bottom. And that's what happened. It came to the bottom. I was not in that trade, but how beautiful. A lot of my traders were short here. In fact, this is a core strategy short right there. And I told them the next day, I said, if you could have stayed in that short, depending on your account type, this would have been a very, very profitable trade. But not everyone can hold overnight. So you get out going into the close. It is what it is. There's another high probability trade around the corner. In fact, this thing dipped in, came to the top of the range, and did go to the bottom. Once it got to the bottom, I'm looking for our group's favorite trade. Many of us were in the Discord group trading this because we knew where we were and were very interested in this trade. I'm shocked I did not color this one green as my preferred trade. That certainly should have been a green mapped out trade. And we got long here, and I know we're in the bottom of the range, so I want to stay long here. This is the area I want to stay long. We popped back above, I went to bed. And then the next day, woke up, got great follow through, and this was my 100 pointer for the week here. In fact, here's the screenshot of the trade, 16 hours. 1 micro. 1 micro can pay. And then on Wednesday night, published more sets of battle plan trades. Battle plan trade number 3 here had us dipping below here, coming as far as we could down to here and getting back up top and going long. Sometimes it just doesn't map out as beautiful as you want it. Just, hey, this is where I am looking to engage. In my opinion, by the time I got all the way down to here and to here, once it got back above the strong level, 1 could have entered here. I'm not saying you would have made anything, but it mapped out. It just wasn't as beautiful. Remember, I'm mapping this out before price action opens. Then battle plan trade 5 down here. I'm assuming that came into play. Oh yeah, it did. I remember now. Let's talk about a lesson here. So I was short here. So this is one of my lessons this week. We pushed down, nice profitable trade. I had put my stop here, and I should have just kept it there. I have the philosophy that if I'm in a winning trade, there is no reason to get out. Play the protection layer game and let price do what it's going to do. Well, I talked myself out of that. And when we got back above the opening, I exited right here. I exited. Boy, was that a costly mistake. This could have been the second 100 pointer. In fact, one of my traders who wasn't live asked me later, did you get another 100 pointer? No, but I certainly could have. And that's what's like, oh, you're kidding me. I missed out on a 100 pointer for just not keeping my freaking stop back. Oh, well, things happen. So what did we do? Well, we were looking for battle plan trade number 5 here when we were live on Zoom. We did take this trade and did very well. And this is where I told the traders now, you killed it. You smashed it. We didn't have to be in this short to make money. We got into this long. You're done. Close your DOM and walk. Like I mentioned earlier, can you make your 5 to 10 points and walk from the chart? A lot of traders can't, and they keep trading and they hurt themselves. And one day they might learn the lesson to stop doing that. On Thursday, we traded for multiple hours. I did not stop because once again, we made it to the bottom of this range that I traded just the previous day that I made a 100 pointer on. I'm interested in trading this. So I drew out 2 boxes. I want to talk about that for a second. So we were up here trying to get back above this range, right? That's what we were doing. We're trying to get back above the range. And I'm like, okay, if this thing dips back down into here, I'm going to go long at the bottom of this. And I did. And it ripped me a new one. I also had this box drawn. And when this thing got down into here, I exited my trade. Maybe I shouldn't have, maybe I should have, whatever. You take losses. You're going to take losses. It's how you respond after the loss that determines if you're going to be a profitable trader. It dropped down into this box where I told the group, hey, it's counter. The words were there. This is the exact box that was there. I said, if you aren't long, this is where you want to get long. And for traders who got long there, it was very profitable. When we popped back up, in fact, let me do something, guys, because I need to get rid of this box for a second. Let me remove this box. Let me remove this box. Let me remove this. Jeez, let me just remove these things. I got long here. So once it bounced off this box down here and it got to the top, I said, I've got to take this long here. I'm going to do it one more time. If you missed this trade, you came back to the top of the range. Once we actually cleared it, you got another long, okay? Because we were waiting for this trade here. It tried here and failed. It tried here and failed. A little bit more up and failed. And then the next time through was the push through. This could have been your entry here, and you still did very well. You didn't have to be long here. You didn't have to be long here. Plenty of meat on the bone right here for that trade, and you manage your trade as we teach in the academy. Then Thursday night, we mapped out more trades. And in fact, I had an entry that I didn't make one of the battle plan entries. I just noted this in the notes. Make sure that you look at the notes if you're going to get the battle plan or become a full member. I said entry not mentioned below. If we dip under the range, this range here, as you see, this box, if we dip under the range and quickly ladder back up, one could try a small long here again. I will watch for this on the opening of the ETH session. Okay. So that's what we did. We got a quick little drop underneath it. We got back on top. I went long in all honesty and captured 50% of this move. I don't know how far price is going to go. It came back and gave another entry in all honesty if you took it. So nice. It was a battle plan that wasn't a battle plan. And then battle plan trade idea number 2. You had to be awake late in the night, but it made it down to here. between these two areas, tapped into it. Beautiful move to the north if you were trading the Asia session late. Battle plan trade number 4. This is the one that really paid us very well yesterday. I had it as a favorite trade idea number 2. I would love this as a possible entry. Bring it on. So this is another range. One of the things we're really good at is knowing these ranges and trading around these ranges. So the first attempt to get into this range, I was expecting price to drop down into this area here and get back above, clearing the range and going. That's why I said, bring it on. I'm ready for this trade. You got to know where you're at on the chart. It makes trading easier. So we were coming into the top of this range, getting a clear rejection, and boom, absolutely gorgeous. I was long the first time it touched the bottom of this and did very well. I was long again. And to be honest, when this thing popped back through, we talked about that in this group, I was long again. And then long again, because I just believed in my battle plan that this is what was going to happen. It wasn't going to hurt me. I was up plenty of points for the week. So it's a little different when you've really up nicely for the week and you're like, I've got a few points I can play with, for lack of a better word. And that's fine. That's a fair strategy. If you're up 20 points and you want to take a trade but you're going to risk 5 points of it, no big deal. If it's your first trade of the day, you got to be careful on that kind of stuff. So this is where I entered long, stayed long, published a video talking about the ending of this trade that was published this morning. During all of this, and here I'm posting just play chess. That's what we call it. We play perfect chess. Level schmevel. What that means, you're going to have lines on your chart coming up to here. And what did I say? Remove all levels from your chart. You don't need them if you're long. Remove everything. I keep the strong levels on my chart, but I don't care about any other level that might be on my chart. Because when this thing starts short covering, it doesn't give a crap about your 1 hour inverted something level. It just doesn't care. You stay out of the way when price is short covering. And that's the trade we were playing for. Couple days down, we obviously know we had a big red week. Coming into Friday, possible government shutdown ending over the weekend, who knows? Short covering is the highest probability trade for this day. And we got to an area at battle plan trade number 4 that I knew I wanted to be long. And remember I said, bring it on. Bring it on. So if you'd like to get next week's battle plan and you're not a member, check out the 7-day free trial. And I hope you have a great weekend. I'll see you Sunday.